Welcome to the Top 1%er podcast, Adam Nelson, Braun Thewison, where we encompass more than just wealth. It's about creating a quality of life that really matters, a life by design, right?
Yep.
So, in our past few podcasts, we've talked about our careers, what we've done, and mainly just how we've started, not really what we've done, but how we've started and how we got into them. But we've been doing this for 20 years now,
hmm
or dang near close to it. I want to know what what setbacks have you had that were monumental, I guess, for you, or have you had any?
Yeah, for sure. So what's really funny is I actually did a training about 2 years ago on this subject that I should have. So we work for a company called Vivint, and I should have probably have quit probably 5 different times in my career. Like it's because I had setbacks, right? And that's
Yeah,
when most people quit. There's probably been 5 different times in my career where I could have quit or should have quit. And what's really funny is when somebody has been with a company as long as us for as long as we've been at this one company, most people change their careers every 3 to 5 years,
yeah,
right? They're always on a path of changing their careers because they've hit their lid. They can't increase their income anymore. They can't grow personally anymore. We've always felt that we can grow personally and increase our income
yeah.
where we're at. That's why we've stayed here for so long. And I've had multiple years, one year in particular, um, where everything kind of hit the fan that could possibly hit the fan when you're running a business, right? Where sales weren't what they were supposed to be, where personal production where it wasn't supposed to be, and where you didn't hit your income goals that you wanted to hit. Like that's usually when
Rough year.
people get kicked in the face a little bit and start saying, okay, maybe the grass is greener on the other side. Maybe I should go look into a different opportunity.
Well, especially when you've had year after year after year of success, right?
Yeah.
Or growth. Yeah,
But I think you're kind of naive if you are trying to build something that's worth building to not think that there's going to be setback years.
hmm
Like if you think that the trajectory is just straight up the whole time, like you're living in a fallacy. Like there's no way that that could ever happen. You're going to have your setback years. You're going to have your kickback years, and then you go one step back to go 2 steps forward. Typically, that's what you should do. Fortunately for me, when I've had these setback years, these tough years where you're just like, maybe I shouldn't be in this industry. Maybe I should get my insurance license, which I did. I got my property and casualty license or I got my insurance license to sell property and casualty insurance. And maybe I should be in real estate. I got my real estate license. Like I've dabbled in all of these things with these thoughts of maybe I shouldn't be in this industry or this career anymore when I have those years. And every time I had those years, I always started drifting somewhere else, but I always came back to what I know and I always pushed through it. And what's funny is after seeing what we've built, again, hindsight 2020 is a funny thing. You get to look back, but you look at all the different people that quit and changed industries, and they've changed industries every 3, 4, 5 years. They are nowhere near the level of what we've accomplished in our careers because they keep changing careers and keep changing directions every time they have a setback, right? So for me, I've had lots of setbacks, but I've always come back to what I know, and I've taken one step back to take 2 steps forward and really push through those setback years. And it always did improve my career when I pushed through those setback years. What about for yourself? Have you had a year that you can really think of or any
yeah.
setbacks?
I think a lot of it, this is exactly what you said. There's been a handful of setbacks. One that comes to mind particularly, it was probably maybe 6 years ago, maybe even longer. I don't know. I went out to go to work because our line of work is we have a season in the summer where we really push, right? And I went out completely distracted with another opportunity. And that was the worst, ended up being the worst year I'd ever had and set me back financially. I mean, I think more than financially, it was on a growth standpoint at working at Vivint. And so if there is anything I learned from that is I had a goal for to be doing what I was doing for the next 5 years. And I hadn't completed that 5 years. It was in between. And I let this distraction really set me back in a way that compromised what I was doing at the time. And for me, the biggest thing that I learned from that was when you know where you want to go, don't get distracted by the fancy this or the fancy that. Stay on the task at hand and it will end up paying off because you already have the path ready for it, or you've already lined out that path. You just have to go do it.
You
Don't get
need
distracted.
the vision one time. You shouldn't be having a new vision every 3 to 4 years, right?
Right. Yeah.
Have the vision once, know that there's going to be setbacks, know that there's going to be distractions, and when they come, just push them aside. Don't even flatter them, don't even look at them, because that's all they're going to do is they're going to make your life more difficult and they're going to put you behind.
Crazy thing is that's what I've always done really well with. I've always done a great job at when an opportunity comes. I'm okay. I hear about it, this, that, or whatever. But if it's going to deter me from what I'm doing, there's no way.
Mhm.
I just don't even consider it. This one was a little bit different because of where I was at in my current career
Mhm.
and where my family was at. Things weren't balanced properly.
Yeah.
And because I care so much about where I am with my family and that, and because it wasn't balanced properly, I was vulnerable to that.
Yeah.
And it really messed with me. But fortunately, I have a really good wife. She helped put things back on course, but it did set me back. And I wouldn't change it though,
Yeah.
because that's how we grow. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 step forward. I wouldn't change it.
So if you're have a vision, if you're truly building something, you have to plan on setbacks. You have to plan on distractions. They're going to come. Other opportunities, the grass is always going to look greener on the other side. But at the end of the day, the overruling principle is the grass is always greenest where you water it, right?
Yeah.
Like always. And so if that opportunity might look a little bit better on the other side, you're going to have to go water it. You're going to have to go work twice as hard to get it off the ground. You're going to have to go work twice as hard to make it a better opportunity. If you would just put in that extra effort where you're at right now, you can make this the better opportunity. You can make this the best opportunity because you're already an expert or on your way to be an expert in this
So,
field.
sometimes it's hard to see that, is though. Like
It
it
is.
really is hard to see that. And I think that is a timeless principle that we have to almost write down and look at frequently enough. Otherwise, it's easy. It really is easy to be distracted when somebody says, "Hey, you can do this. You can make this. Look at all the people that have done this, already are doing this." And what they leave out is what you said, the watering of the grass
Yeah.
in order to get them there. That's what they leave out.
And one last thought on this, I just heard this quote where this guy was talking about you don't need opposition, you don't need harder work, you need boring. You need to build boring. And a lot of people don't want boring in their life. They start this career, they build this job, they have these setbacks, and they're like, man, I'm just not excited anymore where I'm at, right? I don't have that excitement. It's just boring,
Yeah.
which it can get after 5 years. It can get after 10 years of
Well,
being at the same industry.
shouldn't it?
It
Because
should, yes,
I feel like of course it's going to get boring.
it should be boring because now you are an expert in your field. You are no longer having the excitement of learning something new and doing something new and being in a new working environment. You've lost all of that excitement, so it's boring. Now it's time to grow and to scale, not to change industries and opportunities. Now is when you teach other people the same skill until it becomes boring for them too, so that they can grow and scale and mentor and motivate other people to learn this industry. It is supposed to get boring, and that is when you can absolutely grow and scale and take advantage of this. So if we can learn that principle, you are on your way to building an absolute dynasty.
Dude, I love that. Dude, that is such a powerful message. Everyone can take something and run with that one for sure.
Yep.
Okay, tune in next time when we get another golden nugget from either this guy right here or maybe a guest.